Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Halifax Raiders Draft Glory franchise mode here in NHL 24. So in last episode, we simulated year number 6, and we managed to eclipse 30 wins this season, which was awesome. We also got good production from our top line and our power play, so it was a very successful year, and we still managed to win the draft lottery because of the fact we technically had the 5th best odds, which for some reason you are more likely to win it, I feel like, when you don't have the best odds. So we managed to win the lottery this year, so we will be getting ourselves a nice elite player to add to this mix of a roster. But very happy with how the team did this season, even if we were one of the worst teams still as usual. You could see once again Mauricio Wilm hit over 100 points and over 50 goals. Very happy with him. We also had Liam Ahinen almost hit 100 points again, so he's been really great so far through his first 3 years, and he was extended for a nice 8-year extension. And Lehman also picked up 40 goals and 90 points, which was really nice, for 91 points. And then you also got guys like Sherov and Stajan who helped out a lot, which is great considering those guys are on great contracts. So our team is definitely starting to find itself a little bit, and I'm thinking that this team could easily make it into the playoffs probably within a few seasons based on how we are getting production now. The main thing obviously still is our goaltending. I'd say that's a little bit up in the air, but everything is starting to come together. Like, our defensive core has been improving, and yeah, I think we could definitely make the playoffs in a few seasons for sure. But anyways, before we get into this offseason and looking to add more good pieces to our roster, and also seeing what our team is looking like to start next season, I do have to get into some comments. So let's get to the comments that were in last episode. So the first one is from Sanro Otaku, who says you might look into upgrading your AHL coaches to those with high teaching grades so your prospects down there can develop as much as possible. So I think that's definitely something we're going to be doing this offseason, is looking for a good AHL coach with good teaching grades, so that way we can get more growth in the system, because we have been getting growth, but it hasn't been, I would say, the best growth that you could get. So it would be nice for us to get a lot more growth down there in the minors. As you can see, guys like Mason, for example, he's a 70 at 20. Would it be nice if he was like a 75, but he hasn't been getting much growth. You have Sonnenberg, who's a 63. So these guys are developing, but they aren't developing as fast as we'd like them to. So we definitely will be looking for a nice AHL coach to hopefully give these guys a little bit of a boost, and hopefully we can get some of these guys into the NHL next season or in the next few years. The next comment is from Michael Dose, who says Dimitra would definitely go 8-year deal, as defenders locked up for that price is very beneficial to the cap down the road. So I definitely think we will end up doing that, is giving Dimitra an 8-year extension. If we could try and get the 85% trick before the re-sign stage, that would be great, because right now he's not asking for too much money if we go 8 years. So I think we'll definitely try and lock him up, because obviously once you get into the later years, top fours eventually ask for like 5-6 million, sometimes even 8-7 million. So I would rather lock him up while we have the chance to, even if it is a little bit weird to lock him up to an 8-year deal already. We've been giving everybody almost on this team 8-year deals, which is pretty hilarious in its own right. The next comment is from Ezra Hambrook, who says year 6 is done and dusted, so it's time for a new franchise record. After 6 years in the league, the Halifax Raiders are 88, 382, and 22, improving slowly but surely. So we are very close to approaching our 100th win in franchise history, so that will be 12 wins into next season. So should be exciting when that time comes, but we are starting to find our way back a little bit closer to being a 500 team, even though we are still far away from that. We definitely could hit that if we start winning like 50 games a season. Like probably in the next 5 years, if we start winning President's trophies, we'll have a much easier time getting above the 500 mark. But obviously the main regular season record doesn't matter at all. It's when we get to the playoffs if our playoff record is going to be positive or not. The next comment is from Ian Podzunis, who says it would be great to finally pay decent attention to the AHL team, name, jerseys, captaincy, coaches. Plus, as for now, I could recommend not to automatically sign all guys from the draft. Let some low rates potentials stay in the minors, as when you are hiring A-plus teaching coaches, guys from the AHL can accelerate in stats. Guys like Rolison, Gortz, and the McLaren brothers, Emlyn and Gallagher should have 2 chances to prove themselves. I wish they made it to the through to the playoffs. So, and he also says fingers crossed, future is bright. So he's saying also to pay attention to the AHL a bit, but also when we draft people, that we shouldn't be necessarily like signing them right away. If they're a low overall, we should maybe let them develop in junior for a little bit. And I think we're definitely going to start doing that soon too. The main reason I was doing that early on is just so we could fill out our roster and get rid of guys that weren't on our initial like roster and not drafted by us. So I think at some point, like probably this upcoming season, we might leave some guys unsigned for the entire season, and that way we could see if they get development that way. And the last and final comment I want to go over is from Shankly Mania, who says, would be cool to see a glimpse of your special teams once in a while, maybe just before starting the season sim. With the current sim engine results, and I guess real life hockey too, is so it depends on those. So I'd really like to see how you build those, like Sharov as a distributor, Wilm finisher, etc. 3.17 goals for per game is awesome, considering you started with 5 offense guys over 80 overall. So he's saying basically so we could set up like the distributor and who's actually like the shooting kind of guy, all that type of thing. So that's what we're going to be also addressing at the start of next season. We'll obviously have like a distinguished person who's the one that shoots it, which is more likely going to be Mauricio Wilm. Lehman could also be kind of like one of those shooting guys maybe at some point. And then obviously the distributor would be probably Ahinen, even though I do like Sharov, but I would probably have Ahinen as the distributor, and we could see how it impacts the sim engine and our team. But anyways, those were the comments I got in the last episode. There was a few other ones, but I don't really have time to go 10 minutes through comments. So let's start off here by, can I hire coaches already? I don't remember at this stage. It does not look like it. I might have to wait till the free agency portion, but we will hire ourselves a new AHL head coach because our current one I don't think is that great. How's his teaching grades? B-. It's not really that bad, but we definitely want to look for one with like an A+ if there is out there. So we will be replacing our AHL coach, or at least hiring one. But let's hop ourselves into this draft and see what we're able to snag up here. Actually, I was going to be able to... I wanted to do that 8-year extension for Dimitri already. Oops. Oh, well. I'll do that right afterwards, but hopefully his asking price doesn't go up a little bit. Okay, first overall pick. This is the first time we've had the first overall pick since we took Mauricio Wilm in the like right after the expansion draft. So hopefully Della Rovere, what's his first name again? Reese Della Rovere is a great pick for our team. Obviously, he's another guy from Hungary, and I've had some really good luck with Hungarians on this team, so very excited to see what this guy could do. He'll likely be playing on the second line behind like the likes of Wilm, Ahinen, and also Lehman. So, Reese Della Rovere, welcome to Halifax. And he's an 80 overall, so not like the highest overall out of the gate, but he is going to obviously be getting a lot of ice time right out of the gate, playing with some great players like Sharov. So I think this guy's going to have a really solid rookie season, and who knows, maybe he'll be a great penalty killer for our team as well down the road. Maybe even as early as this season, because he's pretty balanced. Doesn't have an X factor, which is interesting, but he definitely could develop like something like quick pick since he's a two-way. But yeah, he has really no weakness. His main weakness obviously is his poise, but that's always a stat that's down there. His fighting skill's not great, so he's not going to be much of a fighter, but he does have solid body checking and all that, so all around a solid pick. And yeah, very excited to see what he does in his rookie year. Okay, let's see what these rest of these 5 picks are like. So LA at 2 takes Pritchett, who's a 79. He also actually has an X factor, so he's got Snipe, he's got pretty good shooting, but he was probably not a player we really needed because we probably wanted more of a defensively minded guy in a sense with Della Rovere. Pritchett's going to be a really good player, but we already have like a couple good shooters on our teams, so didn't really see much use for having Pritchett. And we also do have a lot of centers, like with Stajan and Sharov, so I would rather have taken Della Rovere anyways, get ourselves a good winger for the team. Let's see what San Jose takes at 3. They take Gostad, the two-way defenseman. So there is Riley Gostad, no X factors for him, but he looks pretty similar to what Maddox Boyce looks like, to be honest. So he's not really like the most insane player out of the draft, but he still might be like a Maddox Boyce that we have on our team. Washington at 4 will take Warren Whitaker, who's the defensive defenseman. He's got a couple X factors, including shutdown, truculence, and ice pack. Yeah, pretty solid player. Obviously not much offense, but he does have 80 passing, so maybe he'll be able to chip in with some offense for the Caps. Also has good shot power, but not very good accuracy, but solid player for them to pick up. And then finally, the 5th overall pick, the Nashville Predators will take Prost, who's a high top 6. Interesting. Yeah, this doesn't look like it's going to be the strongest draft class, to be honest, but who knows, maybe we'll be able to find some other steals in the later going. I'm surprised Koskinen fell all the way this far. Like, this guy's a center power forward. He's going to end up maybe being one of the best rookies from this class. And somehow he fell from 3 all the way to, like, looks like number 7. So the Calgary Flames are going to get themselves another gift, I think, because I believe that's where McKenna went, if I remember right. Let's see, do they take him? Oh, no, the Rangers were up before him. Never mind, I didn't even see the Rangers weren't up. Oops, Koskinen goes to the Rangers. That's a great pick. Rangers get a little bit lucky that Nashville decided to go for a high top 6 instead, but that's a great pick for the Rangers to build around if they're in a rebuild territory, which I honestly have no idea. Oh, yeah, there is that defenseman I was looking like that looks really good. I'm hoping that he still falls to us in the second round because he is apparently 2 years out, so hopefully Silas Lopez, I think his name was, falls to us because that would be really huge for our team. Let's sim to our next pick at 38 and see if Silas Lopez is still on the board. Oh, man, we missed on Talbot. Talbot was one of the other ones I was looking at. He's a low elite. So there is Jerome Talbot. He's pretty solid. He's not going to be that great out of the gate, but he will become a pretty solid shutdown defenseman. Damn, man, that sucks. Silas Lopez also went. Damn, man. San Jose gets Silas Lopez. Okay. So there's the one guy we wanted. He is a DFD. 72 overall out of the draft. That really sucks. But is there another player out there that looks good? I did have Nasir Donald pinned and Andrei Kozlov. Both these guys to me were looking like maybe low elites or low, medium top 6s, I think. Yeah, medium top 6 and I think medium top 4 for Donald. I'm trying to think of what we need more. There is another medium top 4 guaranteed in Jyrki Lepisto. Doesn't really look that great on paper. Yeah, I think I might go for Nasir Donald, to be honest, because we need more left defensemen, if anything. But it would be nice to pick up another forward, and I think Kozlov looks pretty good. You know what, I might go for Andrei Kozlov instead. Just to give us a forward as well that we could build around. There's also a guaranteed top 6 in Carcillo, but he doesn't look that good. Yeah, I think I got to go for Andrei Kozlov here. I would like the defenseman, but we have a lot of defenders already we're starting to build around. We could probably find somebody next round. So, yeah, Kozlov is going to be my pick. I've had some good luck with some Russians, so might as well take Kozlov. And he's a medium top 6 as well. 64 overall, that's not bad. Playmaker. So maybe he's going to become like Sherov in a sense, but a second round version of Sherov. Solid passing, of course, considering he's a playmaker. Solid face-offs. Yeah, this guy might end up being something decent for us. Maybe like a second/third line center at best. I don't think he'll ever be a top line center because of Ahinen, but I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Gives us more depth in the system. Now we'll look and see if we can get ourselves a defenseman or a goalie at this stage. Let's see. Medium top 6 Ds. How about goalie-wise? Oh, a gem in Owen Gove. No weakness, no strength. 5 years out. Might be a medium backup, though. If he's supposed to go before a fringe starter, you would think he's got at least starter potential. At least that's how I would see it, to be honest. Do I go with Gove? He looks like he's going to be pretty terrible out of the draft, but he might be medium elite just because of that 5-year ETA. Or he could end up being just a fringe starter like Zanin is. He's not supposed to go till a little bit after this pick. I probably would rather take him than a medium top 6D, to be honest. This guy's got good shooting for a top 9 forward. What about this dude? What about Rammer? Also good shooting. Is there any guaranteed low elites at this stage? Let's see. Oh, there's Rizzy. He's supposed to go much later still. Oh yeah, and Mathieu. We want to take this guy next round, so... Yeah, I think I got to go for the goalie. I'm going to probably take Mathieu next round, or 2 rounds from now. Might want to also take a chance on Rizzy that he's going to be a low lead, so... yeah, let's go with the goaltender. A little bit off the board, and Owen Gove. Since he's a gem, I'm guessing he's medium elite, so... He's a medium starter, damn, that kind of sucks. Only 47 overall at 18. Definitely a major project, but at least it gives us more depth in terms of our system. He's probably going to be one of those players that we leave unsigned for a season just to see if he develops up a little bit. But that's an okay pick, I'd say. Because at least he has potential. Jamie Kong might have medium top 4 potential, but I don't think he will. I feel like he's a top 60 or low top 4. So I got to go off the board here probably and go for one of those guys I was looking at before. So I think we're going to go for Louis Mathieu already. He's 19 years old. He's supposed to be only 2 years out. And he's also listed as a gem. And if he's low elite, he's probably like a 65 or so, my guess, at 19. So I think, yeah, we got to get a chance with Louis Mathieu. He can play both the wings, which is nice as well. So, yeah, welcome aboard, Louis Mathieu. Hey, 67 overall low elite. That's huge. That's a huge steal there. This guy might end up being really good. 89 passing. Yeah, this guy might be like Sherov almost, to be honest. We put this guy next to a good shooter. This guy could probably pick up great numbers. As long as that offensive awareness climbs up a lot, this guy's going to be able to pick up stats at the NHL level for sure. He honestly might get his ELC right away, but he's not AHL eligible. But he could play on our NHL team right away, but I don't think we don't have the slot for him, so I might leave him for 1 year. So that way he could come into the NHL as like a 78 or something like that. But that's a really solid pick there for the point in the draft we're at. Now we'll probably take that defenseman that could be a low elite as well. I hope he's a low elite because that would be a great steal for our team. So Mitchell Rizzi. Technically, we could take him next round, but 4-year ETA makes me feel like he's a guaranteed low elite. So let's see how Rizzi is. Is Rizzi a low elite? He is. Let's go. Whoa, that's a huge steal. This is exactly what our team needs, is low elite steals that could eventually pan out to being something. Yes, he's another overager, but he should be developing into hopefully a good shutdown D for our like top 6 pairing at some stage. So back-to-back low elites, can't complain with that. And we got still 2 picks to go, so now we could go completely off the board here and try and find ourselves somebody that we don't really know about. Let's look at their attributes, see if we can see anything interesting. This guy might be interesting, but he is 20 years old, which makes me feel like he's not going to be that good. We don't really want to go for a 20-year-old in this draft. I would prefer a younger player. This guy's got good shooting for a 19-year-old, might have an X factor. 5 years out. He's probably a low bottom 6 still, but I'm going to just take a chance with Sean Marquardt. So welcome aboard. And yep, he's a medium bottom 6, but a 62 overall, that's kind of serviceable. Might be able to become a decent AHLer. So there is an okay pick. Really solid shooting, so yeah, he might be a good AHL player, but I don't think he's going to make our NHL team. In our final pick of this draft, can we find any crazy steal here? There is maybe a low elite here in Easton Motto. He might be a low elite. We'll pin him for now. We'll definitely take a look and see if there's anybody else intriguing on this draft board a little bit. Nathaniel Wild. 20 years old again. Not really sold on 20-year-old players. Ooh. Oh my goodness. What? This guy's 1 year out. This guy is 1 year out and he's 19 and supposed to go 216th overall. He's guaranteed to be 1 year out. Okay, well, Grant Friesen's our pick. This guy might be the biggest goalie steal of all time. Watch, he's going to be like a 75 overall meme HL starter. This might be one of the craziest goalies ever. Who knows? Let's see. He is a 73 high AHL starter. What the hell is that? I don't think I've ever drafted a high AHL starter that has a high 73 overall at 19. This guy intrigues me more than the starting goalie, to be honest. Like, he's honestly one of our best goalies already, and he's a high HL starter. Like, he could play as our backup goalie next season. So I'll leave this question to you guys. Do we play him in the NHL right away? Because he might not get much development not being in the NHL, being a high HL starter. I think he might honestly be our backup next season. And then Dave Cameron might be having to get sent to the AHL. But that's a very intriguing pick. I didn't expect him to actually have a potential like that. When it said 1 year ETA, I was like really confused, and then it said that he might be not that good. It's just like, I don't know. But there is our draft. Really good draft for us, I'd say, because we get ourselves Stella Rivera, who's going to be good. Kozlov should be good. And then we get a couple low leads with like Mathieu and Rizzi. Gove is an okay starter for the future. Marquardt's probably our worst pick, and Friesen is very intriguing based on the fact he's 73 at 19 with low potential. So yeah, that is our draft for year number 6. I'd say a pretty successful one. Was not expecting that goaltender to have a low potential but a high overall. That's weird. I've never seen a high AHL starter at all. And I've never seen one be that high of an overall. Let's try and bring back our assistant coach for now, because our coaching staff has been okay for now, but we'll definitely look to replace our AHL head coach. We'll let Weil go from the AHL, that's fine. Okay, and we got a lot of scouts to bring back apparently, which is good. At least these scouts have been finding me some pretty solid players, I'd say, in terms of scouting wise. So even if some of them aren't having the best potential or best overall, I'm going to just bring them all back because they're all pretty good in their regions. So, but yeah, I think our team's going to be intriguing next season. I really do. Like that backup, our 73 overall medium AHL starter, I'm honestly thinking about playing him next year. I'm going to leave him unsigned in this episode, but I want your guys' feedback for next episode if you would give him a chance already. Because, or else there's a chance that he might just sit in the AHL, not develop anymore. So, we'll see. Maybe he's going to be our backup next year. Okay, re-sign stage-wise. What do we got here? Let's try and get Dimitri on that 8-year deal. Yeah, his asking price didn't change, which is huge for us. So let's do the 85% trick and see if we could get him for that. 2.3 for 8 years is even good, so I would be willing to definitely give him almost what he's wanting. But I would definitely want to try and chip him off a little bit, as much as it sounds like a douche move to do. But let's see if I could get him for under $2 million bucks for 1975 for 8 years. If he does this, I will be surprised. Ponikarovsky is going to get qualified because he's just going to get too much if we give him just what he's asking for right now. Smirnov wants a two-way, so he's going to get that. Same with all the rest of these guys, because most of them shouldn't want NHL contracts, I think. Yeah. We're just going to sign them all for like 3 years for now. Finley, maybe a 1-year deal because he's not really developing more. It's good at least these guys aren't demanding too much, because I'm pretty sure last year's game they would have demanded too much. So let's see. We are going to probably need to bring back our cap whales as well, my guess. So I will hold on to those cap whales for the time being. Dave Cameron, I think, wants a two-way deal, so we'll give him that. And we'll go to unsigned here quickly. Obviously, Della Rovera will get his ELC for sure. I think I might wait a year on Louis Mathieu since he's not AHL eligible. Kozlov, I'm going to wait a year on, I think, as well. He could go to the AHL technically, but we might just wait a year on him. Mark Ward, I don't think is eligible, right? No, he is eligible. And I don't think I'm going to sign him yet either. Rizzi, I could sign already, but he's not AHL eligible, so probably wait on all those guys instead for Della Rovera. And then this is where it gets intriguing, because now we have 3 unsigned goalies. Norton being the medium elite. Because I could sign Friesen and he could be our backup next season. And then we have Norton, who's not ready yet for sure, so he'll be another year out. Gove is definitely not getting signed, so the only one I would think about signing still is Friesen. Because like I said, he could easily be our NHL backup goalie to Nikitin next year. And then we could have Cameron and goalie run the AHL, or Cameron and Sonnenberg. And then I would guess that goalie would be on his way out after this contract ends, likely. Yeah, that's my guess at least. I think Friesen would be very exciting to see next season just because he's kind of a wildcard player, but I'll leave that up to you guys. Okay, so let's advance today, see if we get all our RFAs that we offered contracts back. Oh man, it looks like Dimitri actually did sign that 8-year extension, which I am very shocked on. I am very shocked that a guy would sign that long term of a deal at that cheap of a price point. Wow, okay. Let's get through that. So yeah, Ponikarovsky's the only RFA that has to obviously go through the RFA status a little bit. I might just give him what he wants because we need to get to the cap floor. So you know what, let's just give him 3.7. Enjoy the money, Ponikarovsky. And then these guys are going to probably still be our cap whales. So let me advance today again. Yeah, Ponikarovsky's going to re-sign. That's good. We are going to still need to sign these cap whales, or a couple of them at least. We're at 41 out of 50 contracts. That's good. And yeah, that Dimitri contract, let's take a look at that. Yeah, that Dimitri contract is already a steal and a half. It's another one of those crazy good contracts. Let me just hide my face cam so you guys can see it a little bit better. Because I have been hovering over top of the contracts a lot lately. So look at that contract though. 8 years at 1975. That is a major steal of a deal for a top 6/top 4 defenseman. Now we got to sign a couple cap whales, so I think we'll sign 2 guys, which means I think I'm going to let go of Renan since we got a lot of defensemen anyways. And then Coca-Cola will come back. I call him Coca-Cola because that's his nickname now. And Anti-Roico will come back as well on 1-year deals. And we'll give them like 15 million each, just so we kind of stay a little bit afloat with the cap situation. And obviously, it will be very exciting to see what our team is looking like at the start of the year. And yeah, we might, like I said, might sign our backup our goalie we just drafted to be our backup for the year. Maybe we leave like Dave Cameron as a depth goalie or goalie as a depth goalie instead, so that way the medium elite's at least still playing. Because obviously I want that medium elite to be playing a lot in the AHL, and I don't want to take away his ice time, so that's why I'm kind of hesitant about sending Dave Cameron down. So he might honestly just stay as like a healthy scratch option. We'll see. We will see. So 1 year at $15 million for you two, which will take us to $8 million in cap space. That's good. And we should be pretty much good on everything else. Let's see, get those guys signed, because obviously they're not going to reject for $15 million. Perfect. We are good. What is our team looking like here? Looking pretty good, I think. That's actually just centers. Yeah, we're starting to build together a pretty good team. Stajan's up to an 87 apparently. Is he listed as a first liner? No, he's still a second liner. He developed an X Factor. Let's go. As a 3rd round pick, he developed an X Factor, and it's apparently the most useless one too, though, the lacrosse goal one. So that kind of sucks, but that means that you can get guys developing X Factors that are late round steals, but it depends on the potential, I think. Yeah, because Sharov hasn't developed any. So I think you have to have an elite potential or above to develop an X Factor, or a top 6 and above. Low top 9s won't develop them. But I really like the way our top 6 is looking, because I think we'll probably run like Stajan, Sharov, and Del Rovera as the second line. Lassick will probably play 3rd line with like Petterman, Ponikarovsky, something like that. 4th line obviously won't look great. We have Weber, who might crack the NHL. Like, we have a lot of questions on what we actually want to keep on our NHL team next year, and who will be in the AHL for the season. So there's that. There is that. Let's also sign ourselves our AHL coach, because we have not done that yet, because that's the next part of this. So we definitely will go ahead and do that, because that's probably the next most important thing, is find ourselves that coach. Because obviously we don't need to find ourselves any more cap whales, so let's find ourselves a good AHL coach to teach those young guys that are not going to be in the NHL lineup. So we need somebody with good teaching ability for the AHL. So let's see. Ooh, this one coach is really good, but is he a good fit with our AHL team? Probably not. Oh, he's good with our NHL team, to be honest, but do we want to sign ourselves an A+ coach right now? I don't really know. I feel like we could sign ourselves a good NHL coach as well this offseason. Ooh, 70% team fit. Okay, we're definitely throwing our name in the hat for this guy. Definitely throwing our name in the hat for this guy. I actually should promote our current head coach to interim head coach. I can't even do that. We'll put him as an assistant coach for now. I think we need that coach. We need to have our hand in the pot, so to speak, because that coach is 70% team fit, and he's straight A+ across the board. That is like the very most important coach, and he's won a Stanley Cup too. This is definitely the type of coach you want to have for a team like ours. And Pittsburgh's also interested, which is not great, but let's give this guy a lot of money. I'm not even going to focus on the AHL coach just yet. I'm going to wait till this guy accepts first, or wait till I know about this guy first. So let's see if this guy will take $6 million for a 4-year deal, because this guy seems like he's perfect for the team. So we'll find out about that guy in a few days, and then I'll find myself an AHL head coach after this guy is accepted, which he should accept, because we're offering him $1 million more. He already accepts. Let's go. That might be huge for this team in terms of getting us into the playoffs. Sure, it might be a little bit early to go for a playoff run, but this guy is going to be an absolute animal for us. Was this the right one? Yeah, this is the right one. Look at his team fit. Like, he's great with everybody that we want him to be fit with. Sharov as well. I like that a lot. Ken Nickerson. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a hell of a coach. One hell of a coach. And let's find ourselves an AHL. We'll give a guy an AHL associate job, but obviously then afterwards we'll promote him to AHL head coach. But let's see. We want A+ teaching, AHL assistant coach. This guy's a goalie coach mostly though. Or it's a woman, never mind. Ruslana Viborny. Okay. This guy's decent. That's the NHL more though. We want to find somebody for the AHL with a good team fit as well. Ooh, 68 there. That guy's an NHL wise. We want to find somebody for the AHL more in terms of team fit. 62, that's also NHL. 57 for AHL, that's not bad. 72, that's NHL as well. Damn, there's a lot of good coaches for our team. That's pretty cool. Phil Kessel. Oh boy, Phil Kessel, huh? 58% also NHL. 59% NHL. Trying to find somebody good for the AHL. God damn. There's a lot of coaches out there. 62, that's NHL as well. 61, that's NHL. We're looking for an AHL one. Maybe we'll just go for this person. A-, but that's a goalie coach as well, kind of more. But a D overall. Is there anybody with a good overall and good teaching grade for the AHL? Let me see. Teaching A+. Let's go down here a little bit. Let's actually just look at AHL head coaches. See if we could find somebody. There's an A. There's an A as well. Let's see on these guys. 48, 57. Okay, Russell Konopka is going to be the guy. So I'll give him an associate job for now because we have that vacant. And then he'll become our new AHL head coach. Perfect. That new NHL head coach, though, I'm absolutely stoked on. I don't think I've ever signed that good of a coach before with straight A+. Like, our team should be really good chemistry-wise next year. Konopka is accepted. Let's go. Let's go to coaching staff and demote the other guy to our AHL assistant momentarily. You'll be our head coach and you'll be our associate. Perfect. Looking good. Looking good. LeBarber is still not the best goalie coach, but look at that head coach. Oh my god. I just want to look at his stats again. Let's take a look at his actual career numbers. So he's been coaching Tampa Bay in the first year, which he was really good. Then he coached a Young Devils team and was really good with them. He won a Stanley Cup with the Devils in 2025-2026. Pretty good. Pretty good. And he's only 57 too, so he might not retire till he's like 65, which is great. That's a huge coach addition. Really huge. Let's begin the sim up to next season and get our team set up, and then we'll see how good our chemistry actually is with this coach. I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be really good. Unless that was a complete lie that he's actually a 70% team fit. Very excited to see how he works with our top guys. And we're probably going to keep our power play the same as it was last year, setup-wise. Oh my goodness, look at that chemistry. Ooh. Do I put the Sheriff down the middle? I think so, right? Yeah, the Sheriff's better at face-offs. Look at this chemistry. Is Joel Weber actually good at face-offs? Not really. I don't want Lassick, to be honest, on a fourth line type of role. But we are starting to get to that point where we need to start making tough decisions. 64. 70 for Petterman. We'll put Petterman down the middle. Put Lassick up there with Ponikarovsky and him. And then Markov, 64 on the draw. Weber, 63. Pitton, 62. We put Markov in between them. Weber and Pitton. That actually looks really solid already. But there might be guys that we want to get into the lineup still, which is the crazy thing. Ooh, our defensive chemistry is not very good at the moment. Maybe it's because Hivnikov is in. Is there anybody that should be in over him? There might be. We'll take a look at the AHL quickly and see if there's anybody that should be in the lineup. Yeah, I think we got to split up Boys and Kolesnik, unfortunately. So Smirnov and Gallagher, should those guys be in over Weber? I don't think so. They don't really have the best potential. I'm going to send both Smirnov and Gallagher down to the AHL and see if there's anybody in the AHL that should get called up. But if there's anybody that I send down or call up that you guys think shouldn't be on the team or should be on the team, let me know, because I can make some adjustments in next episode. Mason technically could be an NHLer, but I would rather him get a year in the AHL first because he has not been in the AHL yet. All the rest of these guys are fine to be in the AHL, I think. Yeah, Watton could be in the AHL for another year. Palin's now in the AHL. I could call up Palin again. Maybe that would get rid of the minus. Or McLaren. Because Hivnikov doesn't seem to be working that well. So we'll do that for now. See if Palin's a better fit on that top 6 pairing. So apparently this coach really works good with our offensive side of things, but not our defense. And I didn't send down the right guy. I meant to send down Smirnov. Oops. Let me just put Smirnov in the spot momentarily. I meant to send Smirnov down. And, oh my goodness. What is happening? I hate when there's so much red on the screen when it says that certain things aren't working. Let's just go best lines for a second here. We'll rework it again. But let me go to roster moves and send Smirnov down because he was the one I didn't want to have up here. Actually, maybe he can stay up here actually instead because Pitten's only a 71. So you know what? Pitten can go down. I'll just go best AHL lines for a second. So we run that for a forward core. Looks good. We do need to move Stajan back over to the wing, though, because Sherov's better. Yeah, looks good. And we need to rework the centers again on this third line. That looks good. Defensively, the best we could do is put Mayer on the top 6, which I'm not opposed to. So we might have to run this for our defensive core. Yeah, we might have to run this. Yeah, I think that's how we'll run our team. And let's go to power play here. And also, we are going to flip it around a little bit. So we're going to put Wilm back to the point again. And we are also going to take Mayer off this power play and put Boys on the power play. And we're going to take Ponikarovsky off this first unit. De La Rovere is going to be on the second unit because Sherov has the top spot here. Yeah, so De La Rovere there, Stajan there, Sherov off this unit. I could put Lasic on the power play, but Ponikarovsky deserves a spot there too. So we might put Ponikarovsky on the point, and then we take Boys off this unit and put Lasic in instead. Yeah, that looks good. Even though there's a minus, I don't care really. Let's put Wilm back here at the point. Take Ponikarovsky off this unit. We need to make sure our power play is set up properly here. This is a crucial part of our team's development, I feel like. So, and then we'd run with, the Stajan got a good shot. Stajan actually developed more X factors over the offseason. He developed the Spinorama and also Quick Pick. Does he have good hands? Because that would make sense if he's got good deking. Yeah, he's got good deking, so that's why he's developing those. Interesting. Let's take Sherov and put him on this unit as well. I'm excited for the season. I think this is going to be an incredible year for our team. Very good. -3 as well in that unit, huh? This coach might not be the best fit for the team as expected, but still pretty good. There we go. So that's going to be our team. Lehman, Ahinen, and Wilm, the law line as I'll call it, because we have a sheriff on the team in Sherov. So this is the law line. And then technically also with defensemen, we have Boys who, Husky made the joke about mad boys. So we're a very lawless team, but yeah, Lehman, Ahinen, and Wilm, De La Rovere, Sherov, Stajan, Lasic, Petterman, Ponikarovsky, and a fourth line of Smirnov, Markov, and youngster Joel Weber. Not too bad at all. Defensively, Boys, Kolsnik, Palin, Sidu, Mayer, and Dimitra. And goalie-wise, Nikitin and Cameron. So there's our team. I like it. And AHL-wise, let's just make sure we got everybody in the lineup. I do want to get Eric Wilson in because he's got potential. He's the only one, him and Gortz. We'll take Antti Roikko out of the lineup for Gortz. And we'll get Wilson in over somebody who's not going to pan out. So Sergei Emelin, unfortunately. We'll get Wilson in instead of him. Get Flood up there a little bit in the lineup. Try and rework this so there's no minus, but doesn't seem like we could get rid of it. So that's good. Sonnenberg and goalie as the 1-2 punch. I like that. Yeah, we're starting to get a pretty good basis of what our future team in the NHL is going to look like with some of the guys in the system. So I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Okay. How long are we into this episode? Like 30-something minutes probably. Let me do one last thing and take a look at some of the new guys that are in our roster, which I don't think we signed a whole lot. We only signed De La Rovere. So De La Rovere is the only one we're going to look at. Let's see what our top pick was like in terms of facial details. And then I'll be it for this episode. So here is Reese De La Rovere. Pretty basic look. Has some nice spiky hair. Has some facial hair as well. Not bad. Where's number 19? Pretty good number. So there is that. And that's going to do it, guys, for this episode of our Halifax Raiders Draft to Glory franchise mode. So in next episode, we will obviously see how this team does. I think we definitely could be a team that hits like closer to 40 wins this year, because last year we hit 30-something. With this new coach, with the addition of De La Rovere, the development from some young guys in the system, I think we're definitely due for a very solid season. I wouldn't be surprised if we're almost like fighting to get into the playoffs, but just barely missing. So let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.